Hey, first grade, how's it going? Welcome to a brand new week of drama class. All right, so we on Friday read this wonderful, wonderful book on new and different emotions called Today I Feel Silly. Now you'll notice there's a word on here I forgot to talk about last time, moods, right? Or just mood. So we have talked about three very similar words when it comes to how we feel. So I'll write those on the board real quick. Have, all right, so we have emotions, we have feelings, and we have moods, right? So all three of those pretty much relate to how we feel. So we feel a certain emotion, a feeling, a mood. It can be happy, sad, angry, joy, joy is the same as happy, or disgust, or fear, or any of the fun new ones that we talked about in this book, right, which we'll get to in just a minute. But these are the three words you'll generally see when it comes to how you feel, right? And mood is sort of generally overall how you feel. So you're either in a good mood or a bad mood, right? And there are many different feelings and emotions that go along with those two moods. All right, so here is what we're going to do, my friends. I am going to erase these real quick, and what we're going to do is we will focus on all the brand new feelings and moods that we saw in Today I Feel Silly. And we are going to talk about them, what each one means, right? And then we are going to, or at least I am going to, act out the different ways that she feels, right? Go through the book again. And if we have time, we might go ahead and separate these new emotions into two separate, very important categories. So we will get to that if we can. If not, we will save that for Tuesday, and we will go from there. All right, my friends, so let's get to it. All right, so I have a list here that I made of all the emotions, just so we have them for reference. So the girl felt many different ways. There were silly, angry, confused, joyful, quiet, excited, cranky, lonely, happy, discouraged, sad, and great. So that's a lot. Boy, 12, count them. 12 very, very, very different moods and feelings. So let's go ahead and write them all down, and let's see if we can figure out how to define these emotions, and let's use our bodies to act like we do act like the girl does rather in the book. Sorry, friends. Silly. All right. Angry. Confused. All right, so we'll just start with these, friends. We'll start with the first six. Silly, angry, confused, joyful, quiet, and excited. All right. Now let's see. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the book and see if we remember what each feeling looks like for this girl. Now, the first one, of course, like the title of the book, is silly, right? So we want to point out the things that made her feel silly. So let's see. She puts rouge on her cat, gloves on her feet. She eats noodles for breakfast and pancakes at night and dresses like a star. So that's a lot of different silly things. So she goes ahead and puts rouge on her cat. Now, if we have makeup, right, rouge is the little bit of red that we put on our cheeks. All right? So if we do that, let's say now we have a cat. So imagine you're picking up your cat. Sometimes cats like to be picked up, sometimes they don't. Let's say your cat sees the makeup, it's like, trying to get away, right? Try to put rouge on your cat, which I don't recommend you do because cats generally don't like that. But that might be one thing you do. And gloves on feet. So my gloves are sitting right here. I'm going to grab them quick. Now let's say I have a glove, right? This is the glove for my left hand. Now if I put that on my left hand like so, that's pretty normal, right? I'm Mr. Routh's wearing a glove. He's going to go outside and help with arrival, dismissal, whatever he does at the beginning or end of the day. And this glove helps keep my hand nice and warm. Now, let's say I'm going to move my screen. See if we can see my feet here. All right, let me do my best. And there's my shoe. Now, what if I tried to take this glove and put it on my foot? Let's see if that works. I mean, I have a shoe on, right? So already, let's see. It's not really working. Well, I got part of it on, right? See, it's sticking off my shoe a little bit, but it doesn't fit. Putting gloves on your feet just doesn't work. Because gloves are for fingers, right? Not for toes. So to try and do that, you could, may not work completely, but it does look very, very silly. All right, so let's see. Eating noodles for breakfast, right? So let's say, we get up in the morning, we're hungry, but we don't want pancakes, right? We're going to have pancakes for dinner. So just take a bunch of noodles, right? Get noodles around your fork, twist them, and you can either shove the whole pile in your mouth, right? Or just chew a little bit and slurp up a noodle, like that. All right. And pancakes at night. So at night, get a big old stack of pancakes, take a knife, slice them down the middle, separate, and you can eat them one at a time. Or you want to make a pancake sandwich, a safe one, right? We want to make sure we don't eat too much. And a big sandwich of pancakes is always great. All right. And then she dresses like a star. So let me hold up that picture again because it's one of the best in the book. There she is, dressed up like a star. So she looks fabulous, sort of for superstars, right? We wear fancy things. We dress up, we go out in the town, we look good. So everybody do your best little superstar pose. This is Mr. Roth's superstar pose. Awesome. All right. Moving right along. Let's see what we've got. So that's silly, right? There's a whole bunch of silly things. Noodles at breakfast, right? Gloves on your feet, makeup on your cat, pancakes at night. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Silly, silly, silly. Perfect. All right, moving right along. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, then her mood is bad. She feels angry, right? Remember? She tried to clean her room and it didn't work. So here she is sitting on her bed feeling nice and grumpy and angry. So let's go ahead and do just a grumpy face, right? That's a pretty easy one to do. So she feels grumpy and angry and makes just a little mad face. And she tried to pick up her room. So let's imagine that we're trying to pick up her room, right? We pick things up. And then we think we've put everything in one nice big pile. This has happened to me before, so I'm speaking from experience here. You think you have everything all set up. Phew, what hard work. And then just as you're walking away, you hear the whole pile crash. Turn, you look around, you see that everything fell down, and you just feel so angry. All right. So she also forgets to feed her cat. Remember her cat, Franny. Here's Franny sitting over there, angry with his bowl. So I want everybody to grab your empty bowls and give me an angry cat meow. So, right, where's my food? Cats, if anybody ever has a cat, I know my neighbors growing up had a cat. Cats get a little upset if you don't feed them. They let out that little low meow, which you never want to hear. So I can relate. Anywho, moving right along. Let's see what else we've got. She forgot to water the plants. So the plants we're going to go back and pick a word from Chrysanthemum, right? We had a big word every time Chrysanthemum felt like she was being teased. Remember, she would wilt. And when something wilts, it slowly falls over because it doesn't have a lot of water, right? And we, too, as human beings, sometimes we can wilt a little bit if we don't have enough water, right? So we kind of feel, right? So here is her fern. Here's the fern. The fern is her plant, right? And she didn't water it, and it wilted. Too bad. We always want to make sure we water plants so they become healthy and strong. And the cocoa she made burned. So she made a cup of hot cocoa, right? Because it always makes you feel good. But take your cocoa, you pour a cup, and you think, oh, this will make me feel better. It's too hot. And, oh boy, burning your mouth, burning your tongue is one of the worst feelings. I don't know if any of my friends have ever done that. Let's do a thumbs down for burning your mouth, right? So take a little sip and, so hot. Oh, I think it burned my lip too. Ugh, that puts anybody in a bad mood, right? So we did silly, and now we did angry, and now let's move on to confused. We haven't done confused yet, right? Confused is when you're just not really sure what's happening, not really sure what's going on. Kind of make this face, right? So let's go ahead and do confused. There's confused. Remember, confused was a big one, right? And she was so confused that we had to turn the book sideways. Oops, sorry, friends. And she twisted on the swing. She got dizzy, right? And everything from her point of view, when she twisted, seemed wrong, right? Look at those signs. They point in all different directions. And there's a sign that says hyperactive straightaway, which means everything's confused. And look at the slide. The slide has a loop in it. So we're going to do two things here, friends. The first thing we're going to do, and I would like you guys to do this safely, right? Use safe bodies when you do this. Go ahead and let's pretend that we twisted ourselves on the swing. So we're sitting on the swing. We swing back and forth, right? Swing, and then one of our friends comes over. It's like, hey, you want me to twist you on the swing? We're like, sure, that might be fun, right? So they start twisting us. Whoop, whoop. All right, spin, and all the way around. Do this safely, friends. Don't turn too quickly. But then they let us go, and whoa. Oh, sometimes if you twist too much on the swing, you might get super dizzy, and you might have to just, take a minute. Your eyes might feel not so great. You might feel dizzy, and you feel a little confused, right? So that's our first thing with feeling confused. But let's say you were so confused that you saw a slide with a loop on it, right? Now, normally when we go down slides, right, it's just simple. Put your hands up, woohoo, down we go, right? But if a slide has a loop in it, that is just weird, right? We want to think about, can we even make it? Because in our heads, I think if we were sliding down a slide that had a loop, right, we would go like this. So we slide down, and just all of a sudden that loop comes, and it's like, whoa. So I'm going to have to use my computer screen. Let's say Mr. Roth is sliding down a slide, and whoa, and then all of a sudden, whoa, right, all the way around. And that should be how it works, right? However, let's take a look at this loop again, right? This is what would make me confused. Can a kid really go up that loop and come back down without something to boost him or her up, right? So, I have a feeling that if we hit a slide with a loop, we go, whoa, and then get stuck, and then, all these other kids bump into us. And I think that we wouldn't get very far. So that's why twisting on a swing and having a slide with a loop on it make us feel confused. We don't really know why we do that. Okay, so silly, angry, and confused. So far, so good. Now let's move on to joyful, right? She felt joyful. And joyful is another way of saying you feel really happy. Just like in the movie Inside Out, right? Joy was big and yellow, and she was bright, and she walked around bouncing all the time. She felt good. So that is joyful. And remember, when she was joyful, she was happy because she was running a race, right? And we don't know if she finished first, but she ran very well and did a great job and found out that her friend could sleep over. So that is a great feeling. I remember when I was a kid, I used to sleep over with some friends. We would play games all night. We'd have fun, right? We'd stay up a little later than we usually did, and it was awesome. So let's do this, right? Let's say I'm going to call a friend, right? Let's say Mr. Dunk and I were kids, right? I'm going to call Mr. Dunk. It's like, hey, Mr. Dunk, I'm ready to have a fun weekend, right? Why don't we just stay up and have fun? And he'd be like, yeah, Mr. Roth, that sounds awesome. Let's do that. And I say to myself, oh my goodness, that makes me feel so great. Mr. Dunk and I are going to stay up late. We're going to have fun. We might watch some sports, do some cool stuff, right? Awesome. Great time. That makes me feel joyful. And she says, too, that she's outside and the sun is so bright, right? So think of a day when the sun is just beautiful and you can see everything. The sun is so bright and just feel wonderful as you step out into that sun and you smile and you feel great. And then you run in the relay with all your might. So let me see that picture again. We need to do that our best to be as happy as she is running that race. Here's what we're going to do, friends. We're going to run the race and we're going to finish it first. And we're going to have the happiest face we possibly can because we finished first. Right? So here we go. Ready? Start running. Okay. We're going to catch up. It's going to be good. Oh, I see the finish line. Run, 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 run. Woo! Woohoo! All right. First place. And everybody feels good. I feel good because I won the big race. Woohoo! All right. Fantastic. See? So all of these things that she felt, we can feel too. And a lot of these feelings help us feel joy. So there you go. All right, let's see. So we've done silly, pretty easy. We've done angry, covered that one a lot. We did confused, a little bit of a new one for us, but we figured that one out too. Joyful, right? Big and loud and happy. But now we have to do quiet, right? We need to be very quiet. Sometimes we just don't feel like being loud. Maybe we're not sad. Maybe we're not mad. But we just feel very, very quiet. And let's go back and look at how the girl feels. Sorry, friends. Remember, she says she felt quiet. She just didn't feel like being loud. Maybe something happened, right? So when we feel quiet, we walk very slowly and we feel a little small, right? Kind of small. But let's say that we go to a movie theater with your mom, right? Maybe we go to a movie theater with your mom, just like she did. You sit quietly. Your mom wants to make you happy, so she buys you 2 ice cream cones. And we lick those ice cream cones, right? We feel a little better. We have 1 vanilla and 1 chocolate, so we feel good. 2 ice creams. Just like that. And then Maybe we cried just a little bit. Because maybe we just didn't have a great day. But mom is there, and we hold mom's hand, right? Because holding hands feels good. And we feel better, right? It's okay to be quiet, my friends. It happens all the time. So there we go. That's a hard one to talk about. Quiet's kind of a hard one. And like I said, maybe not today, but definitely on Tuesday, we will talk about what categories something like quiet might fit into. All right, moving right along, friends. We have excited. Oh my goodness. Excited is really happy. So happy you can barely contain yourself, right? Kind of like when you won that race, you feel a little excited. Excited is big and huge and great, right? So you wake up one day, you have a lot to do, right? Some days you wake up, you have so much. I know when I wake up, right? Before I come to Aug Prep, I have to exercise. I have to make my lunch, right? I've got to pack it. I've got to make sure I have everything I need, all my books, my bag, my supplies, because I have a big day ahead of me at Aug Prep every single day. So I always pack my things, right? And let's see. She says that she's very excited because she has so much to do. And I'll level with you guys, on days when I have a lot to do, I get excited. I was like, man, I get to teach kids. I get to show them how fun drama is. I get to be in other classrooms and help other teachers. It's a great thing, right? So she says there's so much to do. She's going to sell cookies and lemonade too, right? And then she starts a club to go clean out the park. So on this, let me show you that one too. Sorry guys, I forgot. So on the bottom page here, we have her starting a big club with a big megaphone to tell kids how to do things. And then she is running this bake sale. So bake sales are fun, right? There's lemonade, there's plenty of treats. So let's say that we brought little bins full of cookies and cakes and other things. Let's set them down. 2, 3, 4. Open up the Tupperware. That little pop sound Tupperware makes. Let's open it all up. And let's see what we've got, right? My goodness, so much. So we take our cups, those big stacks of cups that like tip over, you hold them, whoa, right? Take the plastic off and pull a big stack of cups out there. Take the cups off one at a time, stack them in certain piles. And now what we can do is we can start organizing the cookies onto plates. Let's put M&M over there, chocolate chip over here, oatmeal raisin, sugar, peanut butter, right? Everything we've got. And we can start pouring lemonade for our guests. Cup each, right? Might line up some cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fantastic. So we have all our lemonade. Now, people come, they give us money. We ask if they'd like to make a donation to whatever club we happen to be running. And most people, if they're very nice, they will. So that's running a bake sale, and we're excited, right? Because, oh yes, thank you so much for all your money, right? Oh, just $1.50 for the M&M cookies, $2 for peanut butter cookies, right? Prices are usually good, and we're excited because we are making a difference with our bake sale. So there you go. All right, and now she starts a club to clean up the park. And she's got that big megaphone, and actually I just noticed that Franny is hiding out in a bucket right here because he's fun, and I don't know if he does as much work as he probably should. But she's like, all right, everybody. So imagine you have a big megaphone. You're talking to somebody. It's like, okay, folks. All right. Let's clean up. Let's get all the garbage out of there. Let's paint the fence. Let's make this place look good. Let's clean up the playground. Make this a good place for everybody. So we start by, we pick up garbage, right? So you have a dustpan and you have a broom. So take your broom. Start sweeping. Right? Make a nice big pile, see how it goes, and sweep another way. And then when you have your dustpan, you got it all there, you just take the broom, you scoop it in the dustpan as best you can, dump that out. Also, it's important to clean things like fence rails and playground equipment, it's just like we do here at Aug Prep. So take your spray, spray everything. Take a big cloth, let's wipe everything down until it shines and sparkles. You can see your reflection in it, right? And then there's also, let's see, painting. You want to paint a fence and paint everything. So you take your paint can, open it up, big can of paint, take a big paintbrush, dip it in, get the paint off the sides like I always do, and then just start painting a fence, making the park look better than ever. So we clean up, and sometimes when we paint, we use those big rollers, so attach those to a long roller, roll it inside the bin, and then you just paint with a big roller. All right? Excellent. All right, my friends, this is very, very good. Okay, guys, so we got through 6 of the 12 emotions today. I don't want to get into too many others because I want to give you guys some time to think about what you feel like with these emotions. So once again, so far we've done silly, angry, confused, joyful, quiet, and excited. So my friends, go ahead and think about things that make you feel all of these different emotions. And then we will go ahead and we will we will go and talk about the other 6 emotions on Tuesday. And then, if we have time, I'm sure we will go ahead and we will finish by breaking up these emotions in 2 very important categories. All right, my friends, thank you for the great start to a new week, and I will have a new video for you all on Tuesday. All right, be safe, my friends. See you soon.